Hoping you can hear me, team. Looks like the big triple is on final approach. I think Mark is on his last legs. As you can see, the cloud is mega low. Not a clue what that was. Certainly wasn't the big triple. Oh, hope you're doing well. We'll do the formal opening in a second. It's been a mare. So the big triple is definitely on final approach. Hoping you can hear me okay. So let's have a look. That was a close shave. Just could not get the stream to fire up initially, and then when it fired up it just dropped straight back out. Tell you what, as I can't see the inbound plane, let's open the show properly. So, good morning by the narrowest of margins here at Newcastle International Airport. If you didn't know already, I'm Mark, and we are hoping to bring you a bit of heavy head-to-head action. The first component of that is on finals now, not yet visible, quite a murky day actually, and that is the Emirates 777-300 extended range in from Dubai. That is going to be overflying us in a minute. Show regulars will recognise, I think, that we are on a more elevated perspective. That was chosen purposefully to get the overfly from both the triple and the C17. The C17, that isn't 100% certain. That could be, last I looked, it was due in at 13:39. If it doesn't look like it's shaping our way, we'll go for a shorter show. But one thing at a time. As always, grateful to get some likes on the board. Obviously we did nicely for likes on the show that lasted about 2 seconds, and of course the clock reset, so folks, please do give us a like. Right, oh, I can just see the triple. Crikey, it's coming out the cloud like a bird of prey. Wait for the jet wash. You can probably hear that on mic. Ooh. So I'm going to go bottom up. No, I won't. I'll go top down. Ignore me. I'm still a bit mithered from the slow start. Right, let's go straight back to the very top of what I can see in the show. So I apologise if I've missed anybody that was already in the previous show. Milestone. Jamie Miller looks like the very first name I can see, so hi to you, Jamie. Still good morning, so hope you're doing well. I think I saw a comment in the chat, can't remember who posted it, saying that Heathrow was a bit foggy today. We're not foggy here, but we are pretty misty. Anyway, let's rattle on with some hellos. Good morning to Yorkshire Biker, Stephen Marchant, Nell W-8, Rob H, Alibi 58, a trio of superstar mods. Chipaz 1990, how you doing, Sam? Sam Thurlaway, hello to you. Air France is indeed on. Short finals, great shout, Sam Thurlaway. I tell you what, folks, it is not warm here. I hope it's warmer wherever you are. I've seen Alibi's comment about East Lothian being cold. It's definitely cold here. So as you can see, it's a bit of a milky kind of visibility, really. Anyway, I was trying to say some hellos and I kind of got interrupted, didn't I, by the inbound plane. So who haven't I said hi to? Tony Rivers, good afternoon. It's good afternoon now. Yeah, that is probably a record set for the shortest stream. We have somebody else on final approach. Not quite sure who that is, but we'll get on that in a second. Flight radar's gone a bit sticky and now it's unstuck. Eurowings, and blimey, they are closing fast. Well, bit of farming. Don't worry team, I'm still here. I'm just checking a couple of bits before I jump back in the chat, because that was a fairly ragged startup. So I can see some firework moments to celebrate. We'll get onto that in a jiffy. Right, Sue Major. Good afternoon to Sue Major. How are you doing, Sue? Hope you are keeping well. Now the chat has just jumped on me again, so let's go a bit further on. So yeah, Tony Rivers, I've said hi to Tony, the incorrigible Tony. Yorkshire Biker, I've said hi to Sue Corder. Good afternoon to you, Sue. And the first of the fireworks celebrations that I can see on the inboard goes to Jamie Miller. 24 months with the channel. Awesome support, Jamie. Only 2 years. Yeah, that sounds a lot less time. Crikey, the sun's come out. Anyway, Jamie's fireworks. Let's do that. Uh-oh. Even the fireworks don't want to go. Gonna be that kind of day. So, where are we now? Now I can confirm that I was not knocked off my feet by the triple. That has nearly happened before, but today kind of got away with it. Probably because I'm frozen stiff, so I probably had a bit more solidity to me, if that's not the right word, is it? But there you go. Good afternoon, Scottish Linda. So I know the bridge you're talking about, that's Newbridge McDonald's, is it not, Linda? Did that Herc turn up? Do tell, I've been wondering. Big DC, hello to you, and a very warm hello to Jet Setting Foxy B. How you doing, Laura? So shading into the shot on the left hand side, you'll see another C17, not the one for the show. The one, in fact, it's going to be obscured now, isn't it? Oh, it's terrible form. You see the T-tail. That's the Kuwaiti Air Force anyway. So, chat has jumped on me again, so just bear with me while I try to get it back. So, boom, 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 boom. Craig McLean, good afternoon to you, Craig. Hope all is good. Gary Fleming, this is the Air France arrival, isn't it? Ooh la la indeed. Ooh la la. Becky H. Davis, big wave from Mark Becky. Keith Cornell, Chigwell's finest, turns 18 months with plain sailing aviation. We have an aircraft on final approach. So I suppose I better get on it. I think it might be the RAF, but not the C17. Let's film it and find out what it is later. It's the RAF. Yeah, clouds got me now. I'll tell you what, Nell W, this could be your ideal plane spotting spot. Plenty of sheep, typically not in shot, but there is plenty of sheep. So, Keith Cornell, fireworks for Keith. Here we go, Casey. awesome support, buddy. So back to the chat. Sean's Aviation, that's you, isn't it, Sean? Sean from Dublin is about 6 yards to my right. Good to meet you, thanks for subscribing. He's also finding it very cold here. Oh, Rab, I think you did what I should have done. I was going to mow my lawns yesterday evening, but Eddie needed a lift with some furniture, so family duty and all that. Probably should have stuck with the lawn mowing. I'm absolutely knackered. Robert D, good afternoon to you. So that's a Beach Shadow R1. Yeah, second approach today. I think that's what we opened the show with, wasn't it? Sam Thurlaway says the C17 now shaping for Cardiff departure at 1 o'clock. It's a thing, isn't it? But of course with military movements in particular, there's all kinds of variables, as long as we see it. Linda Cooper, how are you doing? And another milestone moment, talking to Linda Cooper, 12 months, and here's to another 12. Well, you've already established yourself, Linda, as a cult figure at the channel, and where would we be without you at Edinburgh? So let's get the fireworks on, get some heat into the show. Even the touchscreen is kind of disinterested itself. Too cold. Anyway, let's stay in firework mode because another great friend of the channel, Stephen Marchant, has very generously dropped us 5 gifted memberships, and they went to Carol Ann, Alan Hitchcock, I nearly said Alfred for some inexplicable reason. Oh, I can't pronounce this one very well. Llewellyn, can't be right. Llewellyn, Miles Harrison. So, Stephen Marchant, fireworks for you, my friend. Good afternoon, Gartley. Good to read, Foxy B, that you are shipshape and ready for some holes. Tell you what, the sun is out now. I genuinely think I could take my coat off. Except I don't wanna. It's crackers. I mean, look. All the lights are on and it's midday. Rightio. Jamie Miller ploughing on with an H&S course, health and safety. I hope you enjoy it, my friend. Good afternoon, Tony McCall. Thanks for confirming as well on the overfly that we had, the RAF Beach Shadow. Pegasus free show, as far as I know. Chip, has the odds of a diversion with the Pegasus are, I'll take those odds. I'm still chuckling from Tony Rivers's artful imagination of a PSA van liveried with Pegasus. Madness. Just tweaking something, just a tidge. See if I got a little bit more wind noise. Oh, Nick Gray, Don't get in with them. They're a rum lot with the Pegasus. How you doing? Good afternoon, Mark Bright Spark. How are you doing, pal? Sunshine now. That sunshine I was talking about has gone back behind the clouds, so I think it was a good thing I kept my coat on. Good afternoon, Linda Cantes. We've said that right, Linda. Even my face has gone solid. Hi to Aviation Action Scotland. How you doing, Gary? You're down at Glasgow, are you? Hoping it's a bit warmer than what I'm facing here. Although weirdly, if you look at the forecast, it says 10, 11 degrees, something in that region. Which, let's face it, a couple of months ago, would have snapped your hand off for. Hey ho, it is a northeasterly, and it will transition into a east northeasterly, and therefore that generally means it's going to be nippy, doesn't it? And so it's proved. Hey up in Finley, how you doing? Well, I've got to zoom into the Kuwaiti Air Force C-17's engines, reverse sus position to stop the engines windmilling. Oh, I can get a bit of that now, can't I? I don't think the shot will be clear enough, although yeah, you can see they are in the reverse position. Yep. Yeah, great shout that. Oh no, more Pegasus emoji nonsense. I don't even know why that emoji was still on the blooming menu. No logical reason. They're not magical words, Yorkshire biker, or word, if that's what we're talking about. So that C-17 is at Newquay, apparently. Now, says Sam. That's curious. Although Newquay to Cardiff, which was the point of departure as far as I understood it, ain't much of a hop, is it? Hey up to DB Bassman, who is down at Silver Knolls Beach, grey and chilly. Yeah, I think we've kind of got you matched on that. Perhaps a bit cooler with you, just being a bit nearer to the coast. A bit of a tower shot just to rotate things for anyone that's unfamiliar with Newcastle Airport. Yeah, Tony McCall, zip sky view. The sun came out momentarily, but there is the odd, very odd little dapple of blue, but it's closing up as fast as it's opening up. Aviation Action Scotland's got 16 degrees and sunshine. Unbelievable. And the AC Milan livery too. You're having a cracking time of it. Nell misses Orson. I miss Orson actually. Orson the horse. Regulars of the show will remember that we used to share our regular field with a horse that was a bit of a nuisance to start with, and then kind of settled into how to behave and, you know, apply the normal norms of social etiquette. You know, don't pee on my kit and don't eat my bag and stuff like that. But no, I must admit I'd like him back. Whereas here we did have a lot of sheep, but they're all kind of dispersed, so lambing season in a fairly advanced, if you like your lambs. Plenty to go out. So I see another firework moment. DB Bassman, member for 20 months. I'm going to get the fireworks on for that. Another great friend of the channel, DB, thank you so much for your support. So the key to today's show, really, if that C17 is coming our way, we'll obviously wait for it and do it. But if for some reason it turns out we're not getting it, and bearing in mind we've already missed the original slot, we'll just bring the show to an early close. I'm really only here for that. I knew that'd be what you want me to do. It's not really a jam-packed day in terms of continuity of action. Oh, I don't know. You're leveraging me now, Tony Rivers. No Pegasus, no company. It's too cold here for no company. I don't think I want that. And I am the very proud owner of a Pegasus t-shirt now. Sadly, it doesn't fit me. They've got to send me one in the size that Eddie ordered. But that's a different story. Yeah, Sam, I'm never going to get that. Oh, there is a bit of blue above me now. Excuse me. So, I can see it on flight. Oh, I got it. I got it. I could get it if I'm quick. Damn it. I had it. There it is. Coming your way, Gary. That's all, folks. That was a turn up for the books. A bit of blue sky in exactly the right place. Not going to happen again today, is it? Right, we've got somebody on final approach. An Aer Lingus Regional ATR 72 from Dublin. In from the Emerald Isle. Departed 48 minutes ago. What else do we need to know? I can't see it at the minute, but it's doing around 1700 feet or thereabouts, so ain't going to be far away on a ground speed, of around 107 knots. Alibi 58, corned beef. Oh dear. He's due a comeback. He is due a comeback. Oh, Nell, so you think the sheep here haven't got a long future? Where we're going to go. That looks a nice family scene, doesn't it? Funny, when me and Mrs. PSA were out walking yesterday, we were walking along a stretch of country lane, you know, tarmacked, and there were these, like a sheep and its lamb, came trotting out and just followed the road. I don't know where they were going. Perhaps they've heard that they were on the short list to be converted into curry or something. I don't know. It did look like a bit of an escape. Thank you, Ian Finley, for confirming the C17 is at Newquay. Landed 3 minutes ago. Roger that. Sam third away, same point. Thank you, mate. I'm quite a way behind with the chat, I do appreciate, but I'm catching up. I think. Oh, actually, no, I'm alright. Ryanair from, oh crikey, that ATR just snuck out the sky. Right, we've got an EasyJet on the move. I'm going to guess that is Belfast bound. But the hedge is a bit shaggier than the last time we were here, back in December for Storm Dara. So we're not going to get quite the crisp view we would get from our regular viewpoint. But I guess that's the price that we have to pay. So hi to Jollyman 77. Craig is convinced the sheep are Pegasus fans. I don't think they're ruling anything out, to be fair, Craig, so you could be onto something. Alibi 58, I know the feeling. I've got a feeling that the glitch at the start of the show was internet connected. Definitely put a few more grey hairs on my head. I was planning on getting a haircut after the show, not specifically to get rid of the grey hairs, you understand, but just because it seemed to be about due. But with the reschedule, it might be a bit tight in terms of obviously the RAF coming and going. My understanding is they expect to go out around 14:25. I'm sure it was that when I last looked. And as always, folks, gentle, humble plea and all that for getting the likes on the board nice and early. Just goes such a long way for us. So this is actually going to Amsterdam. My woeful guess that it was going to Belfast was just wide of the mark. An A319-100. Looking at it, it looks like it's Austrian registered. Oscar Echo Lima Quebec Delta. That's the reg. Oh, good afternoon, Carol Ann, and welcome to the PSA Crew Lounge. I think you picked up one of the gifteds that Stephen Marchant, who I think is still in the show, very kindly shared out. Hi to retreating Blade 1 as well. Hope you're doing well. So, we should, with the reschedule, get to see the Emirates depart as well, which is not how I imagine this will play out when I set out this morning, but not a bad thing either, is it? Right, looks like we've got, is that an ATR coming out? Or the one that just came in, that's going out? Coming in. Leave it to its own devices. Looks like we're rolling. I do declare the cloud is actually lifting. EasyJet is just finding the ceiling now. Bosh. Right, we get a better view of the C17 now. Tanker in the foreground for the Emirates triple, which is being gassed up. a big hello to J-Ro Ruder. J-Ro and Mark, if we haven't met before, thank you for subscribing and watching. Funny thing is, looking at the ice cream discussion, Mark Brightspark talking about mint choc chip. For years, that was my out and out favourite. I probably ate way more of it than was good for me, if I'm honest. Not so much in recent years. Not such a big fan now. It's nice, but not piggy out nice for me anymore. J-Ro is in Arlington, Texas. What time of the day would it be with you, J-Ro? Not rainy here, Caroline. Threatening rain, but it's not forecast. It's had quite low cloud. Let's have a quick look on the Meta. So 400 feet ceiling is currently being reported. Feels like that is lifting though, if I'm truthful. Craig McLean, you are a mate, gifting a membership to the show, and that has gone to Zaki Rana. Come on down. Fireworks for Craig. If I can find them. Tell you what, the sun suddenly appeared from somewhere. There doesn't seem to be enough blue sky for that to be feasible, but it is. Hey up, Michelle Johnson, how are you doing? Let's have a look. Dozed off, just had your shower. Well, you're ready to rock and roll then. Timing's perfect. It's just come out of that. It's just gone a bit hazy now the sun's kicked in. So C17A watch, thanks Sam Thurlaway, ready to depart Newquay. What time was that posted? 12:30, 2 minutes ago. Good stuff. Hopefully they make away quickly. There can't be an awful lot of stuff queued up in front of it on the runway at RAF St Morgan, as was. Keith Cornell reveals that Deborah Speller is basking in 33 degrees C temperatures in Dubai. Geez, I don't even know where I'd start right now. Oh, I know, I'd take my coat off. That'd be a start, wouldn't it? Sounds like Linda's got lunch. That is definitely what's missing here, to be honest. Very stupidly didn't bring much by the way of rations. I thought we'll start at 11, finish at 1, get something to eat on the way back, and then obviously new plans have to be made. Just the way it is, isn't it, really? That said, I'm so hoping we do get that C17A. It was a real bonus to see one on Sunday at Edinburgh. I mean, well, I just thought about that pretty much all the way home. It carried me for the journey, to be honest. Just thinking how lucky we were. I mean, not just seeing it, but with runway 6 in operation, we got to see it right up close from the mound. Always a treat when you can see big planes close, isn't it? Rab H is not going to let me hear the last of that. So Michelle, unless Rab's already told you, I was replying to one of your posts last night, but it ended up in one of Rab's. So Rab is kind of like, he's the alternative Michelle. A much less lovely alternative Michelle. I saw that, Rob. I thought, oh, for Jiffy's sake, how's that happened? But it has. Thank you, Robert D. Ryanair on approach. got no eyes on it yet, but I'm alert now. Yes, Chip has Edinburgh on Monday. God, I'm having a mare today, aren't I? It's all the stress of trying to get this to reboot itself. I thought, if I've frozen my proverbials off for 2 hours and I can't get the stream up, I'm not going to be a happy camper. Bit like John Cleese thrashing his Mini with a branch, those of you who can remember Fawlty Towers. Well, I'd have been looking for a branch to thrash my kit with. Good afternoon, David. Oh, planes now. The Ryanair from Porto, I think we said, didn't we? Faro. Continuing my losing sequence of getting everything back to front. Well, for a 737, that's kicked up a fair old draft. Robert D, you know I'm not missing the Pegasus. What is that one with that? The region of Poland that I can't remember. See the little flag swatch on the fuselage? Pommer something or other. Pomegranate? Pommer. Oh, I don't know. I think we saw this at perhaps the last time we were here too. That's it, Big DC. Give the kit a damn sound thrashing. To be fair, I was surprised I got the reboot up as quick as I did. You know, when you get those kind of days, you think, nah, it ain't happening. Yeah, David, I was watching the P8 doing, it must have done a few circuits, a few touch and goes, looking at the artwork that it was drawing on flight radar. It's not a bad substitution. Wasn't that much later in the day though, sort of late afternoon, early evening. Michelle, you might be slower than normal. I am too. I know that's a worrying prospect. It's funny, but when I parked the car, I did think, do I need a coat? Do I really? This position, obviously a bit more elevated, is taking a fair old breeze, and yeah, you need a coat. Well, unless you want to be cold. See the windsock in the bottom right hand corner of the screen, doing a fair stretch. It's not a particularly strong wind today. I'll get the wind strength up in a jiff. I think we're looking around 8 knots of wind or something in that region. I think it might be gusting a little bit more than that. Thank you, Keith Cornell. That C17 is airborne, and it was doing 500 feet 4 minutes ago, so we're on our way. But I'm guessing it's still going through Cardiff. Chipaz, no, my car is definitely not Pegasus yellow. When we do Sunday's show, I'll bring the pictures, the AI generated images that Tony Rivers conjured up for the PSA van. For those of you that were watching Monday's show, we were talking about the Scooby-Doo van, and if we had a van, you know, Big Jet TV style, what would our artwork look like? Of course, I hadn't thought it through because Tony stretched the design brief considerably, and then it became more of a Pegasus Spotters Association van. So we'll drop those images into Sunday's show. And I've got a cracker from Linda, Scottish Linda, not Linda Cooper, Scottish Linda as well. It's a Pegasus picture. I'll put the disclaimer on it, but it is a cracker, so it's in. So Sunday we've got a few ancillary bits and pieces to share with you. But no, my car, to be honest, Chipaz, is grungy road dirt. That's what it is. If I hadn't come to the airport today, a better use of my time, or an alternative use of my time, because this is definitely a better use of my time, would have been washing the darn thing. It needs it. EasyJet from Geneva, 3 minutes out. Oh, roger that. Robert D, you'd spot on. It's just come into line of sight. Oh no, Tony Rivers, don't tell me AI is constantly updating your handiwork. Right, EasyJet next in the show. Quite tell, but that looked a touch heavy. Certainly plenty of rubber. Foxy B Have a cracking flight. Have a lovely time. Oh no, you've not been posting in the lounge, have you, Tony Rivers? Forgot you're in the Facebook group. You've got a licence. Or you need licensing. Eee. Hilarious. I gotta be honest with you, I did kind of have a chuckle because I imagined a world where I had a van to do the show from in one of those funky liveries. So I will still put a couple, the best of the bunch, into Sunday's show because not everybody is a Facebooker in the community, of course. But I was just trying to imagine Big Jet Jerry's face if I was to pull up next to him on the Renaissance car park in my PSA mobile. Well, let's hold the thought. You've got to see the artwork before you complete the vision. Yeah, you're probably right, Sam. Lots of end of season ski kit. Where are we now? Mid-April. I guess if you're on the glaciers, you've still got some season to go at. Before I forget, I've got a couple of C17 internal pictures to share as well with you, just to give some context to the beast that we're hoping to see. I'm just going to hold fire on those a little bit until we are sure the plane is actually pointing our way. I've already got a thumbnail that's suggesting that we've got a heavy head-to-head. If one of the stars doesn't turn up, it kind of undercuts me. It's always... Oh, Chip has 1990, you're right. It's those pesky kids and they pull the mask off. There were some really good masks being made in the 70s. Certainly if you believe Scooby-Doo. Right. Let's have a look. Robert D says, Air France pinging. Tell you what, you are spot on. It's not just pinging, it's moving. Got to be something flying overhead. I can hear a droning or something, and it's not my droning. Well, it's different to my droning. This will probably cut a fairly low image against the hedge line, won't it? Embraer's sitting a little bit lower. 2 for 1. Okay, Linda says Dreamliner overhead-ish. The sound I can hear is definitely not a Dreamliner. Blue sky is virtually non-existent. So I reckon that's probably going to be a no for an overflight. See, that one's just disappearing a bit into the hedge. Let's get ready for the lineup. Exactly, Rab. Ooh la la! Air France on their way back to Paris Charles de Gaulle. What I hadn't realised is it's not just an Embraer 190, but it is one of the long range 190s. Let's just get it in shot, or the tail anyway. Ah, thanks Craig. That makes sense. A Briton Norman Islander. Don't think we get that many of them round here, unless I'm much mistaken. No chance of a visual on it. What kind of height's it doing? Oh, it's an interesting one as well. It's got the www.shetland.gov.uk logo. That would have been a beauty to see. On its way from Leeds to NA. So where are we? 12:50. Corridon is making great time and therefore is going to be in early. 12:58. Helpful because Eastern, who are operating for KLM on the Schiphol route, are running a little bit late. So it's kind of all balancing out. Ooh, sun is out. You see, I report that as a notable event. So, back to the chat. How are we doing, Mohawk? Hope you're having a cracking day. Yeah, it's a combination of our distance. We've swapped position here because we get a better overfly on arrival, and that was my plan really for the C17 and the 777. We've seen the triple come in. Visibility is not that great here anyway. There's a slight milky haze to the horizon, so it's not clean. And then of course you always seem to pick up a bit of haze off the tarmac, so we're kind of chucking our eggs really onto the arrival action in particular. That'd be the plan. It's a great spot for that. Yeah, Chipaz, it is nice to see we've got the red arrows, and it's the big and, because the arrows normally do the Great North Run. But we've got a Eurofighter as well this year. We intend to be bringing you that action when we find our way into September. Got to be honest, I ain't in a desperate rush to be in September yet a while. I want a bit of summertime. No, I'm not, Mohawk. No, I'm out on manoeuvres. See if I can get myself on camera. Just bear with me. It's not playing, is it? So let's take that off. So what we'll do, we'll go old school. Crikey. So here I am, elevated position, looking right down on the airport. Feels like I'm out in the sticks, not at an airport. Excuse me, team. I've got a feeling tree pollen is bugging me this year, but let's see. Eurowings are moving, so I'll put them on cam in a jiffy. Corridon is on finals, I guess. Can't be far off. No, it's just about to line up on finals. Ignore me. rambling. Ooh, that's interesting, Linda Canties. I'll have a look at that. Top intel. In fact, let's put that in my little book, because my head's a shed, as we all know. Thanks Sam Thurlaway for confirming the C17 is on its way to Cardiff. Eurowings on their way out with a 319. So I'm guessing this is off to Dusseldorf. Let's do better than guess. Let's check. Yes, it is. Yeah, Linda, I quite like the sound of that. Quite fancy seeing the tall ships as well. We do plan to be streaming from Aberdeen in July, so we'll see if we can line it up. Scottish Linda, what do you like? Ice cream? I couldn't do ice cream today. Jeez, but I can imagine it's cold for you. I bet it is. I daren't look to see whether you've got the Herc or whether they've just sent something else. Thank you, Rab H. 19th to the 22nd. Let's see how that lines up. If we can pull it together, I'm dead interested. Looks like Eurowings is off and Corridon is now visible behind me. I think I'll film this one. Just bear with me, team. I'm just going to activate the record. That being a 737 MAX 8. Hey up, Dino. Just seen you in the show. Hope you're keeping well. Thanks, Linda. I will have a close look at that. That's great intel. Just feel the odd fleck of drizzle there. Good to see, Dino. Good to see. Ah, Scottish Linda, I've seen your comment. Diverted back to Germany? I'm presuming that's the Herc. If so, gutted for you. So, see what Rab's rustled up for us. 777 departs 2:15 and C17 2:25, and that's when we'll close the show, literally then. Quite a nice finale to, I don't know why I panned to the left there, thought I saw something else. I think this might be the first time I've seen the Corridon at Newcastle in 2025. Here comes summer. Hey up, Jim 33, how you doing? It is cold, Jim, but if you stay in your car with the heating on, you'll be fine. If you go out and about, I'd have a coat, personally. There's a really persistent breeze, certainly at this elevation. I used to know this off by heart, but I've forgotten now. But let's have a think. Newcastle Airport is what? How many feet above sea level is the question? 266 feet above sea level. I bet this position is probably another 100 on that. Probably. It's just picking up a pretty nippy breeze, but of course anything that's east-northeasterly, or even northeasterly as was, is going to feel a bit chilly, especially when the sun ain't here. Those odd moments when the sun does come out, it doesn't half make a difference. So I think next action here is going to be an ATR departure. I'm guessing that will be the Aer Lingus, almost certainly. Yep, return fixture to Dublin. Certainly transponding. I don't know what you think in the chat, but actually I really quite like the Corridon. I think that's quite a classy livery. If you say Corridon versus Pegasus, I'm definitely all about the Corridon. Then I would say that. Yeah, Dino's not so keen. I like it. Mind you, I suppose it might be an indication of my benchmarking taste, I don't know. And you're right, Chipaz, simple, but I think simple but effective. Oh no, I've provoked a rally of Pegasus now. Mr. Rivers, Alibi 58 and Yorkshire Biker. What you like, fellas? What you like? Good afternoon, Heathrow Joe. How you doing? You're flying out to Edinburgh on Tuesday, 5 to 7 in the morning. Seen your message. Oh, look at the hedge, it just dwarfs the ATR. Tell you what, I'm going back to the C17. At least it's got a bit of sun on it, although I'm blown if I know from where. Efo Joe? No, I won't be, my friend. I won't. We don't do Tuesdays as a rule. Of course, the exception is always if something of exceptional interest got listed, in which case all days are possible. Next official live at Edinburgh from Plain Sailing Aviation will be on Sunday, our regular Sunday show, 10 to 8 UK time, through into the lunch window. That'll be the next defo one. We may do something on Friday, but that will probably be Newcastle based if it happens, and the forecast is not great, so members will be. Something else I need to tell you. So the issue that I was stumped by with my new camera, Wex have been in touch with me yesterday and furnished me with the solution, so I'm gonna have a play about with that at home. Probably, well, I won't have time tomorrow. We're off out walking again. Probably going to try it all live on Friday, but only if the weather is dry enough to take the new kit out in. Once it's all bedded in, we've got all the wet weather protection we normally have, but of course trying to set things up in the rain ain't easy. So progress being made. So that might be a members only stream if it happens. Dino. Oh yes, that's tickled me pink. Yeah, Chip has. I think the transatlantic scene is building up nicely at Edinburgh, and of course American Airlines resume beginning of next month. Can't wait for that. So let's see what's happening here. By my calculation, KLM can't be far away, or should I say Eastern Airways. The ATR is now moving. Okay, let's just wait in the right place. Good afternoon, Jonathan McD. Mouth's gone a bit dry. Let's get a bit of water in. Ooh, chilly. just going on a bit of a nosy. Good afternoon, Alan Lee, and thank you so much, my friend, for your very generous super chat I've just seen land in the show. Let's do Alan's fireworks first. Alan, these are for you. Hope you're keeping well. You tell me the sun is shining at Seaton Burn. So Craig McLean says 10 miles out for the Eastern. Roger that. Big DC, if you've not got the explanation from the chat about telescopes, it's basically our award, in-house award, for all the many occasions where I fail to have the camera on a plane that is landing or taking off. It's sometimes a contentious thing because some of the judges out there are very hawkish, but essentially it's that. And I've got a fair degree of form for that, so that's why they are coined as telescopes. Don't worry, you'll see one sooner rather than later. Just hope it ain't today. Excuse me folks, should have demiked. So our inbound, the Eastern Airways Embraer 190 long range, registered Golf Charlie Lima Sierra November, currently doing just over 3,000 feet and is on final approach. Don't know, Big DC, I'm going to try and make it hard for you to join in. Trust me. I think we're on 5 for the year, and I took a double for one which I've forgotten what it was now, but it deserved to be a double because it was a good plane. I can't remember exactly which it was. Anyway, I think I finished last year with about 34, 35 all told over the year. So it doesn't sound good, does it? Not quite a cricket score, but it's the start of a promising innings. Hey up, Hamish McGregor, how you doing? Mark is well, but cold. Nothing, I don't think, no different really, because I'm always cold. And I'm guessing many of you in the show are too, but other than that, in the pink. I know, W. It's this sort of stuff that does catch me out, doesn't it? I'm looking at something else and then something else happens. It is quite tricky here because essentially my back is to approach and I'm set up facing, well, pretty much work it out, can't you, from, that's my straight down the track view. But I've got flight radar in front of me, so I'm well protected. I can see the inbound plane is at 1400 feet and declining. Yeah, Tony, the posse go a long way. That is true. And we're always actively recruiting. Well, the other thing was, Big DC, I didn't explain the full ramifications of this. So we introduced a sort of telescope challenge forfeit type thing, really, which is what the Tiger Moth flight is all about. I should have had that last year. That was actually for telescope number 10, but because of the weather and pilot illness, my attempts last year came to naught, so we kind of rolled that one forward. Also got a microlight flight as well, which is also a telescope challenge forfeit penalty. Struggling to find it in the gloom. There we go. The viz is quite dowdy today. Yeah, Linda Cooper is sponsored by Flight Radar. Yeah, I'm Mohawk. Deary me. And last Sunday, Scottish Linda kept me on the straight and narrow more than once. It is a major undertaking. The more distracted I am, well, more things just go off beam. Technicals, of course, are the other thing that can kind of distract you. You know, if you've got an ongoing tech issue. Well, Tony Rivers, the other forfeits are kind of all wrapped up. So we've got two things bundled up already. The Moth, the microlight, Rab's fiendishly evil Forth Bridge crossing. I think about that one still. That's the more worrying one of the lot. And that would round us up to 30. And of course, when you close the year that was, you can't roll over any surplus. A bit like your mobile phone, unused gigabytes and so forth. So I'm only on 5 for this year, but we'll find something to show humility on my part for screwing up. It won't involve parachuting though, or wing walking. I wouldn't actually do wing walking for money, never mind as a forfeit. And as for parachuting, I think I'm dropping bits anyway. I don't think I really want to accelerate the process. Sean's Aviation.
Hey, didn't want to disturb you there.
No. Be lovely to meet you, my friend.
Too, yeah.
Happy rest of your trip.
Cheers, thanks mate.
Cracking fella. So C17 about to take off from Cardiff. Once it's in the air, coming our way, I'll share a couple of pictures with you that I thought might be of interest, internals rather than the externals, just for a change of pace. Yeah, Dino, I always seem to find a way into the naughty corner as well. Do you know what? I don't blame Sean for calling it a day. The chap I was just saying goodbye to, Sean's Aviation. Looked, he wasn't wearing a coat, and this is definitely a coat day. I can hear something overhead. You can probably hear it too. That is Eastern Airways off to Aberdeen, one of their Jetstream 41s. No way of getting a sky shot for you. Good afternoon, Callum's Aviation and Plane Spotting. Yes is the hopeful answer to your question, my friend. There was a little bit of doubt earlier. It's just coming later than originally advertised, which is why we pushed the show back half an hour. So it is scripted to come in for around 13:39. Hopefully they'll make a little bit of time up. So that's why we're toughing it out in these fairly cold conditions, and we should get a cracking overfly as well. The position we're in isn't optimal for departure particularly, but for arrivals it's superb. Runway 07 in operation due to the easterly orientated winds, which I thought we'll just have this view for a change of pace, freshen it up a bit. Right, I promised a couple of photographs, didn't I? So, C17, did we say it's actually... Let's have a think. Yeah, on the move. Sorry, looking at something else there. I'm just going to jiggle a couple of bits around. Just bear with me a second. I've travelled light today on power because I didn't think I'd need a lot. And then I've kind of discovered that I might have to be creative with what I've got. Ow, electric shock. I wasn't expecting that. Eee. So I've got enough for what we need. It's just not all in the right place. That's that. Life support back on. Heathrow Joe, it just depends which hotel you're staying at, buddy. Could be a lot or a little. If you're staying at the Holiday Inn Express I think it is, on the Ingliston Showground, it's a 10-minute walk. And Heathrow Joe, you don't need to keep asking me to read your messages, just so you know. I'm not wanting to sound irritated, but it's not courteous. But, as I say, back to your hotel question, just depends where you're staying. Yeah, Scottish Linda, I'm not big on bridges, full stop. Probably because I don't do heights particularly. I like flight and everything, but I don't like that feeling of being high with my feet on the ground, if that doesn't sound back to front. Right, photographs, before I got distracted with that power issue. So we've got a C17, very similar of course to the plane in shot, that one being a Kuwaiti Air Force one that came in yesterday. We've got the RAF inbound with one of their Boeing C17A Cripes Globemaster 3s. Quite I'm cold. Anyway, I did think to myself it would be quite nice to see if I could lift out a couple of internal shots. So here we go. This is an RAF one. I think these are Lynx helicopters, if memory serves. Very stupidly I didn't make any notes, but if anyone thinks different, let us know in the chat. But a couple of Lynxes on there I think, probably more. And quite like this one. This is full of US paratroopers taken somewhere in Sicily. Very versatile aircraft. Very spacious. Oh my lord. So we're slipping time on the C17. Thanks, Rob. No worries, Heathrow Joe, no worries. (2:10). Okay, well, I think we'll probably, I don't know whether, I have to think about this one. Definitely going to cover its arrival, that's fine. You might want to make sure that you've got access to some food and drink in the meantime, because I don't think the action is highly continuous. So it's more of a webcam type show in patches, I think. Oh, fire brigade are trying to warm me up. So there's the airport fire station. Setting fire to some stuff. Why not? With the wind blowing as it is, I'll probably get that. Back to the chat. Good afternoon, HGC. Here indeed. Hope you're having a good day. Good afternoon, the one, the only Ash Watts. How you doing, pal? Yeah, we got one. We just wanted two, like you do. Bit like a pint, isn't it? We just want the one, or would you like two? Yeah, second one's a shoe-in, isn't it? Unless you're driving. Thank you, Craig McLean. Confirming next inbound is going to be a Jet2 Holiday 737. At the minute it is just tracking to the left of Bishop Auckland, inbound from Alicante. Let's Probably give me a chance to log into flight radar actually. Which is a tapping noise you can probably hear. I think the lambs are saying it is lunchtime. I bet you're on cloud 9, Ash Watt. So Ash was at Mac Loop yesterday. Those in the Facebook group will know, no doubt, that he's posted a couple of cracking photos. That smoke is coming this way, isn't it? That's something to look forward to. Where's the windsock? Let's just double check. I can smell it actually now as well. There it is, couldn't see it for looking. Yep, coming my way. A proper woodbine experience. I hope that is a drill. Yeah, see the spray. No, Nell, I've not. I can just smell a little bit of it as well. It's not strong though, so it's definitely not the way to barbecue. I'll be done to a cinder. Hammy, good afternoon, Hammy. How you doing? Ah, dear. Yeah, Michelle, I'm being smoked like a kipper. Let's just hope they're not burning tyres. I don't think that makes for much of a tasty aroma. Ooh, what's Linda sent me from Edinburgh? I can't share the screen otherwise. Ooh, oh, what have we done there? Malta Air at Edinburgh Airport. Nice pic, Linda. Right, I think the flames are gone. I'm not getting any sense of warmth off that now. Just a sense of impending breathing difficulties. Although the smoke is climbing quite nicely, to be fair. I'm going to guess Mohawk, it probably is kerosene, thinking about the simulation they're doing. I hope they're not burning any plastics to give it the extra layer of jeopardy. So our inbound Jet2 holidays, 737-800, is just turning round onto final approach. Thank Crunchy for that. You need a few planes in the show. In the meantime, don't think hammy, think lammy. So the inbound from Alicante departed best part of 3 hours ago, so they'll be ready for getting off and stretching the legs. What's that? Is that a jet? Just bear with me. Just going back to the... oh no, it's just more smoke, or possibly water spray. So good afternoon if you've just joined the show. Welcome to Newcastle International Airport for our heavy head-to-head between the Emirates 777 and the so far elusive RAF C17A Globemaster 3 on its way to us from Cardiff. I'm just smelling the smoke again. I'm not sure if that is kerosene. It must be kerosene. Mine's playing tricks on me. Not that I'm a connoisseur. I'll tell you what, Ian Finley and Ash Watts, wouldn't it have been cool if Ian had been flying and Ash had taken the picture? Oh, Jet 2 inbound. Quite a lot of birds as well. It'll be interesting if they stay out of the way. Just leave it long for the minute. EasyJet are inching their way out for departure as well, so we have departure pending, and that'll be the Geneva flight returning back to base. That one. Okay, EasyJet has just been told to line up. Or line up and wait. Not to be a turn and burn. Ooh. hammy. The day wouldn't be complete without seeing the Pegasus emoji next to your name in the chat. So we're rolling. Scottish Linda. I don't know why I haven't got a love NCL type emoji in the suite. I probably should do something about that. It's not by design, more omission. Oh, that's interesting. Chipaz 1990. EasyJet back in 26 and basing 3 planes here. Good news for the airport. I wonder if we'll get an A321 in the mix. C17, 30 minutes out, says Linda. Time is going by quite quickly actually, which is helpful when you're waiting for a big spectacle. Good stuff. Pedal to the metal. "91 likes, says Linda Cooper. If you're in the show and you've yet to hit the like, I know we're a small but perfectly formed social group today, but yeah, don't forget to drop us a like, particularly if you were in the first show, and of course we had to reboot and everything kind of it went south, but then it went north, if you kind of know what I mean. 14:25 for departure, so that does sound good. Thanks, Rab. Otherwise I was going to say send out for some urgent medical supplies. Get Eddie to visit me with one of those foil blankets that they wrap round the marathon runners, and something hot. Even a hot water bottle. Can't believe it. Oh, that's interesting, Ian Finley. Modern fire trainers, gas fueled, run by computers. That looks smokier than that, but I'm no connoisseur. It would certainly be more environmentally friendly, wouldn't it? I think this, are they not still using kerosene at Edinburgh? I don't know. You find something new every day on this show. Uh-oh. Keith, get yourself sorted, mate. Effing spammers. It seems to be one of those crimes in the UK that the authorities aren't that bothered about getting to grips with. Don't get me on a hobby horse with that. Hammy, what's that for, mate? The barbecue? Just chuck a bit of petrol on it. Box of sand, bit of petrol. To be honest with you, a little can of petrol and a box of sand would probably go quite well here. Not much risk of setting fire to anything accidentally. So I was going to get my hair cut, but now I'm not. I've changed my mind. I do have to go to Asda. That is the only other thing that I've got that I can't get out of doing. Don't want to get back to PSA HQ without the top-up shop. In fact, when I think about it, I'd better switch my phone on in case I've got any new instructions. Oh, for some aviation action. Thanks, Hammy. Is that Mothman in as well? Good stuff. Yeah, good afternoon, Mothman. 2 more for the 100, says Rab. Awesome stuff, team. Thanks, Michelle. You have the hot water bottle. I'll enjoy it vicariously. EasyJet from Paris, 11 minutes out. Thanks, Robert D. Yeah, the scamming thing, looking at Rab's comment, it's just endemic. There's not many weeks go by now without us getting some kind of message. One of those ones that says you've got a package that you haven't been able to deliver. They just need you to contact this number and give them some details. Yeah, radio. Oh dear. Sorry, I couldn't get the mic off quick enough. Came from nowhere. I think the haircut, Hammy, will probably slide into Friday. I don't think it's like I need a bit of time to think about the style. 2 on the top, 1 around the back and the sides. A bit like a Formula 1 pit stop, really. Looks like our inbound EasyJet is now just about at Consett, which, for those of you who don't know, northeast England is by plane about 5 minutes away. So that's where your next action is coming from. Thing is, Rab, going back to your comment, the authorities, when you do try to report this stuff, I had a bank scam some months ago and I brought it to the attention of my bank and they weren't that interested, to be honest. They were not that interested. Yet if I had been scammed, they'd probably be trying incredibly hard to wriggle out of parting with any money. You know, the usual stuff. Did you share your password with anyone? Blah, blah, blah. So the scammers make me sick, followed by the banks, to be honest. And I think these days they've changed it, haven't they? I think even if they find in your favour, I think you're liable for the first 100 quid. Right, I've taken the mic off this time because I feel the sneeze is coming back. I've got to put this sheep on camera. It's proper staring me out. Let's see if it gets shy. There you go, it got shy, got a bit bashful. Lord knows what it's actually found to chew. No, it's looking at me again. I bet it looks away again. Nah, leave it alone. Stop annoying the animals. Back to my shopping trip. You're right, Ian Finley. All the supermarkets are available. I tend to prefer the ones that I know where I can find the stuff I'm looking for. No easy. I'm not the most talented household shopper. I always need a list. "20 minutes out for our C17A. Boy oh boy, this feels like a pleasure well earned. Thank you for being part of it with my team. Great support and all the rest of it. Yeah, Rab, you do kind of, you get clued up, don't you, after a bit? It's just the fact it just keeps coming that's annoying. Chip has my afro. That picture that I shared during the social, I forgot. The other thing, of course, and people who've had perms will know, I used to have an afro comb as well back in the day. Won't need that now. Let's have a tower shot for a bit, see the hard-working boys and girls. Still quite gloomy out that way, but at least it reminds us that we're at the airport. To be honest, Robert D, if it wasn't for the fact that I know roughly where Tony Rivers is, I wouldn't be at all surprised to have seen a sheep with a stenciled Pegasus emoji on its flank. I'll be straight off down the doctor's. I'm seeing things. Talk of the devil. That's what you looking at. Yes, indeed. That's exactly what it's saying. Although it's now showing me the back end of the bus, so it's kind of got me pegged. Charmed, I'm sure. I'll not put that on camera. To be honest, Yorkshire biker, I did wonder if it had managed to get its head through the fence and pick my biro up. Couldn't see it. I was looking around a bit nervously. Oh, inbound plane. That'd be the EasyJet, won't it? Crikey, that was a telescope moment waiting to happen. So EasyJet from Paris, Charles de Gaulle, an A320-200 departed 1 hour and 10 minutes ago. Crikey, it's so hard to get a clean focus against that sky. So where are we now? 13:55. So the plan is, let's get the C17 in, the 777 out, and hopefully the C17 too. Let's do that. All expected to be wrapped up by 14:25, 14:30 at a pinch. Let's do that. I mean, I'm hoping that Love's in the Air has got nothing to do with the gaze that I was getting off that sheep that was on shot a little while ago, and entirely to do with something different. Craig, don't be getting in the same bad company. I suppose I could practice all my best lines, couldn't I? Oh, dearie me. Is that what our inbound plane is, Ash? Black Cat 822. To be fair, Alibi, I don't think afro combs were that much use for combing your hair with. Dearie me. I was always losing them, to be fair, so that's probably why I'm not talking them up. Put it in your back pocket, and next thing you know, it ain't there. Okay, so next arrival is a Jet 2 from Faro. Could hear that warbling in the background. I think they've been cleared to land. Thank you, Sam Thurlaway, confirming that our C17A is on track. Last spotted at Leyburn. Is that Lancashire or Cumbria? I can't quite remember. I would say Cumbria. Yeah, an LW. There's something alike. There's something like pictures from yesteryear, isn't there? That one that we used for the social. I found another one which I would have chosen if I'd found it sooner. I've still got the perm, which is of course good or bad news depending on which way you like your pictures. But it also had my first car in it, a Ford Fiesta Mark 1 Kingfisher. Pride and joy. And that would have ticked 2 boxes. First car and of course me in a perm. Ah, Rab had one too. Ah. And you're right, they're not very helmet friendly, are they? Right, Jet 2 from Faro, next plane. Back in the day I'll tell you after this is in. Sorry folks, I couldn't quite get a clean focus on approach. But yeah, perms and helmets really don't go together. Went to all the trouble of getting my hair permed and then spent my working day down the pit. It used to be a right bird's nest at the end. Eastern Airways with their Embraer 190 long range returning to Amsterdam Schiphol. So what's next? Chipaz says, what have we got? Ryanair, inbound from Palma de Mallorca, was scheduled for 2:10, so running a little bit early. Greetings to Political Bias. How you doing, PB? Hope you're keeping well. How's that shoulder doing? Alibi remembers looking good in platform shoes. Did anybody look good in platform shoes, Alibi? Eee, I bet if I looked hard enough, I'd have a photo. Ooh, nah, not a telescope, because I did get it in shot. Looks like the Eastern took off without me, or nearly noticing. That was me visualising platform shoes. Oh, sorry folks, I'm gonna have to de-mic and have blow muter. Oh dear. Oh, blinking heck. Is the Ryanair. nice bit of Jet A1. First time I've smelt it today. I've had some of the smoke from the fire station training drill, but that is the first Jet A1 I've smelt. Good afternoon, Lowlander. How you keeping? Hope you're doing well. Chipaz updating. The C17 is now over County Durham, getting nearer. Thank you, Yorkshire Biker. I was a mile out. Leyburn is indeed in Yorkshire, or Yorkshire Dales. There's me wrestling with Lancashire. Oh, blinking heck. I think that's the C17, unless I'm much mistaken. I'm just going to take the on-screen graphics off as well. Well folks, how was that for you? I can smell a lot of burning rubber, so it's left a fair bit on the deck, I think. Ooh. PB's first car was a Lada Riva. I can remember them. My chemistry teacher, for some reason I remember this, had a Lada Riva, and they were authentic Ladas, weren't they? Not VW. Anyway, I'm a bit behind with the chat. Let me zoom on. Thank you for all the warnings about the mighty C17. Tell you what, it blends into that milky horizon, doesn't it? Good afternoon, John Kenneth Williams. Good shape here, mate? Well, a bit better than that. I'm buzzing. that just felt great when it overflew. Vibrated. Exactly, Craig. Duck. You felt like you wanted to duck. Always wanted to throw yourself on the dirt, take cover. Which is really why I went for this spot. I think with 07 operations it does lend itself nicely for that. So this is expected to go back out at 14:25. So that will be the final plane of the show. It would take the red arrows to keep me here longer than that. We've also got the Emirates 777 due to go as well. That's due out at 1:15. Yeah, Robert D, the RAF does it best. Even the sheep like it. They didn't flinch. Did not flinch. You expect them to scatter or something, don't you? But not interested. Mark, bright spark. Burn, baby, burn. Indeed. Loving that. Got the tune banging in my head. But I'll enforce a no sing zone for me. Yeah, I've got a feeling at RAB that's what it's going to do. If you look at the rate it's taxiing at, I'm assuming the Emirates triple is bleeping. Let's have a quick look. Should be. And is. So the Emirates triple is transponding. Exactly the point that Robert D makes. Thanks, mate. Yeah, there's a thing we've got going at the minute, isn't there, with the RAF and their C17s? How are we doing, fellas and ladies? A couple of cyclists doing the track. Scottish Linda says, do I like Terry's chocolate orange? I like orange chocolate, full stop. I'm not supposed to eat much of it, but the honest answer is yes. Don't be spoiling me with chocolate oranges though. Supposed to be on a bit of a clamp down at the minute. Kind of works in patches. Yeah, I reckon this is going straight back out. We should have had an in-stream poll. Is it staying or is it going? It's pretty crowded on the front forecourt. I reckon this might go before the Emirates. Let's find out. That was me just taking a picture, freezing the screen. Probably isn't worth having at this distance, but who knows? Well, thanks, Tony Rivers. There's no waking reason then, is there, for me to extend the stream if the red arrows aren't going to rock up and keep me in play? Oh dear. Good afternoon, Mark Sanderson. How you keeping, mate? Tell you another chocolate that I used to like, that I always kind of associate with Easter. Do you remember Neapolitans? They used to come in like little ingot-sized bricks, different flavoured chocolate, orange, and there's a coffee one that I used to hate, and I can't remember the other flavours. But yeah, Neapolitans. Chipas asks, which is the better, the Kuwaiti C17 or the RAF C17? I'll tell you what, in a minute we're going to have them in the same shot. Let's see how that's going to work out. What do you reckon, chat? To be honest, the Kuwaiti one looks more of a civil one, doesn't it? Yeah, this is going straight out. I'll tell you what, folks, a random fact that I picked up on pre-show is how little runway these need to actually get down on. I mean, the runway here is about 2,300 metres, and I think, if I've got my memory head on, which I probably hadn't, I think they only need about, let's check my notes, 1,066 metres is all these guys need, so less than half the runway at Newcastle, which makes that a hell of a versatile aircraft when you think about payload. He's holding. Let me have a look over my shoulder, check there's nothing on finals. Yeah, that would be unbelievable, Rob, wouldn't it? Came back this way. Dear me, I'm just pleased we got it. Ah, hammy. Yeah, it's that reverse under its own power. I mean, 4 engines, that's a lot of reverse thrust, isn't it? I've not got the thrust numbers on my screen, actually, which is a shame. Should have done that. But yeah, don't need much track at all. I think the Emirates triple is moving. Can't be sure. Yeah, it is, definitely. So I'm just going to briefly pivot you, just so you can see that. But why have that when you can have that in a bit? And you can have this one now. Oh, thanks, Chippers. Corridor moving as well. So it's going to be a flurry of departure action, and then we're going to wrap the stream up quick style. I think they've just been given the nod to line up. Just been cleared to take off. So the triple will complete our heavy action, and actually will be the final plane of the show. We'll do the Corridon as well if it is literally lined up behind, but other than that we'll finish super prompt. Thanks, Rob. Cheers, buddy. Thank you, HGC, and everybody else that said nice stuff. Good afternoon, Mike Wild. How you doing? Jeez. Come on, Emirates, shake a leg. Thank you, Yorkshire Biker. Too kind, mate. Catch you later, Mark Bright Spark. Thanks for joining us, buddy. Yep, triple's moving. I'll be honest, Michelle, I didn't think I need pocket warmers today for some reason. Been caught out a bit by the tide. I think as well, with plan A, I would have been done and dusted by 1 o'clock. We weren't going to stay for the 777 departure. It was always a sort of get the arrivals, rod the show up, and away we go. What do you mean you need a new host, Hammy? Dear me, unbelievable. Well, I think my hands were definitely going to stay planted in my pockets, Tony, definitely. I don't know, Mark. Let's have a look. Is it Alpha 6 Echo November Delta? Let's see what flight radar says. It's exactly that aircraft. LW, as long as Tony Rivers is trying to woo you and he's not trying to woo me, I'm happy. My pleasure, Sue Corder. Very much my pleasure. Wasn't expecting to do this today actually, but a C17, a RAF one at that. I couldn't think of anything else I'd rather be doing. I've not washed the car, I've not mowed the lawns, won't be getting my hair cut. Well, the haircut I would have perhaps liked, but the lawns and the car can keep. You don't know when you're going to get your next C17 moment, do you really? So definitely worth doing. I'm just relieved that the technical issue that killed the first stream didn't kill the second one. That really would have not suited. Tony Rivers, don't apologise. Come on Emirates, hot your brush up. I've got to be honest, Rab, another C17 at Edinburgh on Sunday would be fantastic. What, 3 consecutive streams? Not sure which way the wind's supposed to be. It might be back to runway 24, but we'd still take that. I can smell the engines now. Even a trace of warmth in the air. Well, trace. Looks like we've got a Ryanair on the push. I'm not going to stick on for that. We'll close with the Emirates departure. Corridon doesn't look likely to be the next one out after this, so we'll go with Emirates to close. Hope that's okay, team. Ooh. Jet 2 on approach. You're not joking, are you, Yorkshire biker? HDC, not HDC, Big DC was asking about telescopes. Nearly a case in point. Inbound Jet 2 from Malaga. And Craig McLean has very generously gifted us another membership. Thank you, Craig. Really appreciated. Right, final plane of the show is shaking a leg. So, as wittily observed by Rab in the chat, and no doubt others, Alpha 6 Echo November Delta is bringing the show to an end. Ba-dum-bum. Right, lined up, ready to go. Fireworks for Craig, quick burst. No dancing, Chipaz. The legs just won't comply. It wouldn't even be dad dancing. Right, let's bring the show to an orderly conclusion. So, get a grip, Mark. What do you need? There we go. So folks, thank you so much for joining me in today's pop-up show. Apologies that we had that glitch at the beginning. I think that was just internet signal related stuff that killed the first stream, but at least it played brilliantly for the remainder. Massive thank you to the moderators team involved with today's action. So what we've got, Alibi 58, Rab H, Nell W. I don't think I've seen anybody else. If I have, anyway. Another C17, what more can we say? I think that is definitely my plane of the day. Not often something beats the Emirates triple here at Newcastle with me. Doing the acknowledgements as always. Fantastic to celebrate 24 months with Jamie Miller and Keith Cornell, both matching each other on longevity. Linda Cooper turned 1 in PSA terms with a 12-month milestone. Stephen Marchant very generously gifting us 5 memberships. Thank you so much, Stephen. DB Bassman hit that 20-month marker. Craig McLean gifted 1 earlier on and 1 just a few minutes ago, so that'd be 2 in total. Thank you, Craig. And Alan Lee very generously super chatted. If I've missed anything there, sorry. I thought I'd written something else down, but I'll put it right at the community post. There's a Ryanair behind me looking to go, but I'll just get my tablet off the stand. I'm just going to check in the chat if there's anything I need to say goodbye to. I'm trying to be organised for once. So all about Sunday. Next action Sunday, Edinburgh. That you can bank on. Friday, if the weather gives us a window, we may do a members only stream from Newcastle. Now I've got the extra information from Wex Photographic. So massive shout out to Jessica Sinton for sorting that one out for me. Let's have a look. Pegasus cap. I've not got one, luckily, Robert D. Not got one. Looks like we will finish with the Ryanair. I'll just fade out with the Ryanair that takes off. And yeah, you guys are just absolutely exceptional. Thank you for supporting me and, you know, just hanging out and, you know, chilling, watching the planes. So I'll stop rambling. I've just been out here too long. I'm absolutely shot through, but it's been entirely worth it. I'd do it again at the drop of a hat. So I hope you've enjoyed it too. Don't see you Friday, see you Sunday. This is Mark signing out from Newcastle. Take care, folks.